Hello, dear students. Let us understand about the objectives and importance of working capital. So, as we all know, working capital is nothing but the day-to-day requirements which is actually needed in a business. Okay, that is what given here. So, it is the relationship between companies, short-term assets, and commitments. Okay, so it tries to ensure what it tries to ensure like day-to-day operating expense, even though we have a lump sum amount whereby we met all the requirements like land, building, machinery is fine. But apart from that, we need some additional money to run the day-to-day operational expenses. Okay, so for the business, so that is actually called as working capital. So, objectives. So, first one is liquidity management. Why? See, this, working capital, it is making sure that the company has enough cash in hand. Okay. So, without cash in hand to meeting short-term debts, it is not possible. Okay. So, that is the reason. So, always this working capital, it should have liquidity management, which means again cash in hand. Okay, so whatever debts that we have, okay, say for example, we may purchase raw materials from the suppliers. Yes, cash in hand. Only if you have that cash, you can able to pay them or pay later. Okay, so where whatever, like anyhow, we need to have some cash in hand. Okay, that is actually called as liquidity. And next is optimal utilization of the resources. Okay, optimal, it is like a clear cut proper utilization of resources. We may have many resources in our organization like electricity, water, raw materials, labor. Okay, so many resources, like how we are going to properly utilize all the resources so that your working capital will not get wasted anywhere. Okay, so that is the next reason. And next one, risk management. So risk management, it is like uh, the amount or the no, we are just payable to somebody else, probably to our suppliers. Okay, so in that case, so managing the risk, so that is very much important. For that, working capital, it just helps a lot. Okay, so without proper cash in your hand, you cannot able to manage all certain things. That is what it is mentioned here as credit risk. Accounts payable. Okay, accounts payable, like how you are just receiving your amount from the other third parties, the same thing, same way, we are just in a payable position to somebody else. Okay, so to manage all certain things on a proper date, appropriate date. So for that, this working capital, it supports a lot. Next, maximizing profitability. So it is like how you are just managing your profits. Okay, so yes, you spend all the money for the basic capital budgeting, fine. Apart from that, working capital expenses, that is also going in some other way. But how we are going to get the profit? So without wasting your resources, without wasting your funds, proper utilization, if you do that, obviously you can able to get profits in your business. And next objective is like effective cash flow management. So you should manage your cash, that is cash inflow or else outflow, whatever. So managing that cash is very, very essential in a business. Okay, so that too, particularly in working capital, you may you may have so many expenses. Okay, for that you should have that thing to cash management talent that you have, that you guys should have. And next is importance of working capital. What is this importance? First one is liquidity and solvency. Fine, first thing. Okay, already we discussed this in the objectives. The same thing, operational efficiency. What is this efficiency? Day-to-day operations, that is what efficiency. Anywhere your production is not going to stop because you're just doing everything in a proper way. Purchasing raw materials, you're just paying to employees, whatever other things that you want to do inside the business, everything it is what going in a smooth flow. Okay, Next is ideal use of resources. That is, again, you're just utilizing all the resources in an appropriate way, proper way. You're just not wasting anything. Okay. And next is lowering costs. What is this lowering costs? Like good handling of working capital. That is actually called as lowering cost. Okay. So if you are just imagine that if you are paying labor cost, which is not at all required. Okay, say for example, in an organization around 20 labors is more than enough, but you are just paying for 30 labors. That additional 10 labors you're just paying, and we can say that as wastage of just wastaging your cost. So that is what we need to lower your cost. And next is managing your cash flow. Yes, how we are going to do that cash flow in a proper way. Again, inflow and outflow, two things are there. All with this working capital, all such things comes under outflow. Okay, so many expenses that you're going to do. So for that, how to manage that, if we do that in a proper way, so obviously we can able to get profits. Okay, thank you.